tournament winner, blah, blah, blah. I think you can, yeah, because you only do it one time. Now, let's go over to objectives because I'm hearing there is a bug apparently. So let's see what this bug is. So in terms of live events, you can see we've got them all done apart from win the round of 16 because there isn't a round of 16. So EA have made a mistake here. So we do have this Season 3 EVO Cup and, of course, 2 objectives with it. Now, if you manage to win 10 matches, you're going to get 3 times 84. Win the tournament once, a classic 10++. Touchline Maestro, as well as 2 times 83 and a 2 times 82 and a 10 times 83 over. Now, you've got 28 days, more or less, to get this done. Obviously, I'm recording a little bit earlier. Now, you can preview these evolutions if you want to see who they go on. So if you click in the right analog stick, it does come up and show you, and you can see here it's going to give them technical and as well as wide playmaker, and it is for max 85. So there's meant to basically plenty of players that can go on to. So it is interesting that you can do that. Now, in terms of what we need to do to complete the whole thing, we've got to play 25 games, and it's going to give you a 2 times 82, 2 times 83, and a World Tour shell for the Evolution cosmetic. Then if you assist in 5 matches, you get Ping Pro, and the same thing, you can preview it. So you give them Ping Pass plus Playmaker for 85 rated overall. Score in 10 matches is going to be Overlap and Dynamo, which is going to give them Jockey and Attacking Wingback, I think that was. We have Clinical Pivot, which is then going to be Low Driven as a white playstyle and target 4 to max 85. Inverted Finisher, Finesse Shot, and again, that's going to be scoring 20, scoring 15, score in 10, and assist in 5. Now, that's going to be all of them done all together. So there isn't much to do when it comes to win. And then you get Block Plus at the end of it, which is going to be for max 85, and they can only have 1 playstyle plus. So you can't give them 2. You can see there's quite a lot of players that can go into this, which can be a very interesting. If you want me to do a video on it, let me know. Now, with this set objective, of course, there is going to be specific requirements. And as you can see, when you get into the cup, you get 5 entries every single day and it refreshes. If you look underneath my camera, you need to have 6 players that are being in EVO'd. Only 2 players are maximum in your squad that are 86 rated or higher, and nobody over 89 rated or higher. So, to give you an example, these 2 players here, we've got ourselves a cosmetic badge on Rodrigo, and we changed the cosmetic in terms of what the card does for Rafinha. These do not count as evolutions. As you can see right underneath my camera there, it says 0. So there are several ways to find which players count towards evolutions in case you don't know. You can do it on this search bar. So when you go to the bench and go to search, you can go ahead and go in progress EVOs. I have none available. I can go to completed EVOs, and then there are all of my cards that count as evolutions. So for example, David Neres, you'll see there, that magic number is now going to change to 1 instead of having 0. I'm going to take out these 2 players. Now, of course, Mendy is another player that I have EVO'd, and believe it or not, I have now got 2 done. So you can go through all the players that way. Now, you can go through the club, and you can also just search by that only. So, for example, Van de Ven can go in, and then another position here going to be like Militao. He could go in as well. And now we've got 4 out of 6 done. You can go through those players. So, as long as they have got some sort of EVO in terms of you've gone through the processes, and they've got that little tiny symbol in the corner, like even Busquets, he counts towards it because I put a rolls on him. So, there are multiple ones you can do. So definitely check that out. But you want to make sure you're not over the rating, as you can see here. Otherwise, you are going to be hitting restrictions. And that's the last thing you want. So let me go ahead and sort the team out. This is what the team's looking like. And you see we've got 8 players. Now, let's say you've got somebody who's in there but doesn't really fit in your team. You could swap them out and keep them on the bench, and it would still count. So my Van de Ven doesn't get full chemistry. I could take him out. Now, another interesting thing is if you've got somebody who's like 83 rated and you really want to make them a little bit better, especially for this cup, then as you can see here, for example, with my Pepe, who I'm going to use in this tournament, I could head over to the evolutions again and give him something like Finesse Shot that just came out yesterday of the day recording, and that's going to make him a little bit better and, of course, give him everything that I need. So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and give Pepe that Finesse Shot, then we're going to jump into a couple games and explain what you should be doing when you come up against your opponent. So, of course, I can go ahead and add Finesse Shot after 3 games, which would be this cup. So I'm basically multiplying multiple things together, getting the cup done, getting EVOs done, and basically getting objectives at the same time. So by the time we finish this cup, the first time round, we'll have Finesse Shot, which is going to make the future ones even easier. So going back to the tournament again, you will see here that we're going to have ourselves 5 entries every day. It says it ends in 24 hours. It's going to refresh, very similar to the Fred objective we had last season. So let's go ahead and jump into a game and see what our opponent's team is saying. So here's our opponent's team, a 4-2-1-3. He's got himself a very interesting team here. A couple Evos in there to be expected. But I'm interested to see how many Pinas we come up against and what type of goalkeepers in general, because of course EA have put some restrictions on it. But the first thing you're going to do, as always, from kickoff is just see what your opponent does, and obviously keeping an eye on their formation. So immediately it looks like he's going to be trying to defend me one-on-one, which is completely fine with me. He's not going to use his DM to defend. He's going to use the player that he's controlling, which I kind of respect that in this current state of the game. But it is a very big disadvantage. We get ourselves in a good situation here. Hasn't switched, and we're unlucky not to get shot. So now that we know that, we can basically expose him in that sort of quote-unquote and get ourselves a situation. Now, it looks like he also doesn't move the ball very fast either, which is completely fine with me. That's a really good tackle there. But I would imagine we're going to see a lot of this Van de Ven, a lot of Theo Hernandez's, a lot of Furlan Mendy as well. So we get very unlucky not to score. But you can see we're absolutely pinning him in at the moment. Now, in terms of where he's playing an attack, he's playing very slow passes, which is completely fine with me. It gives me an easy opportunity to sort of run through. Now, the only difficult I'm going to have here is just trying to break through this situation, which we just unfortunately don't get through there. But I'm isolating his attacker every time. Now, he's got a good through ball, but he doesn't play it. Plays that ball there. We're going to drag our player over for a minute. Look to get the ball back nice and easy. All right, let's go ahead. Counter-attack, send a runner. Send Pepe on a run at the top. Little 1-2. Moving the... Oh, it's a terrible pass. Meant to be for Busquets, but no problem. Do manage to keep the ball going. Good tackle again. Looking to defend this situation. He's going to play that ball through. Yeah, he's going to cut back. Move that. Get a nice interception there. Right, let's go. Bang. Straight away, counter-attack. Send players on the run. Because he's using the DM now. I've mentioned it. Okay, he's refusing to use the... I'll take back what I said about him now. He's using his DM. He's realised it's DM central. Nothing else. That's fine with me. We still haven't got the shot off. I'm going to go ahead and skip to when I get a goal now. Semenyo on the edge. The best touch. We do find Pepe. Into Busquets. Lovely turn. Keeper movement. And there's our first goal. Now, remember... Everybody needs to score and everybody needs to play X amount of games. So people aren't going to rage quit, I don't think, for a very long time in this. So it will take a while for people to leave because they're trying to get objectives done. So if you are trying to get rage quits quickly, it's probably not going to be the one to do it in. So do intercept there. Completed. Let's move into the next round. So into our second game, our opponent's playing a 4-5-1. This is a much better team as I was expecting to play against. As you can see here, very strong team indeed. Let's see how we get on with this. The first thing we're going to do is look what our opponent does with and without the ball and try and work out what his weaknesses are. So let's see how we get on. Now, kickoff's one of those things. Now, I've noticed he's doing a little bit of skill here and there, which means he kind of knows what he's doing in terms of testing the server responsiveness, which is always a good little indicator if you're playing against somebody good or not. Looks like he's looking to move the ball quick as well, which I kind of rate. Now, in terms of defending, he's doing the same thing as the last guy, bringing that player back to defend with, which is very common in this game. Unfortunately, people can't defend with their centre-backs, and they basically want to defend with their strikers, as he's doing here with his icon striker. But you can play around that very easy just by doing what I'm doing in front of you right now. Quick movement of the ball, and then looking for the extra space inside. We find Semenyo there, get that finesse off. I'm very unlucky not to capitalise on that. Find him this time, little 1-2, bad defending, and off the post. So we're very unlucky not to get a goal already. What I've noticed immediately is he's not great at defending in one-on-one situations. So what I mean by that is if you get the ball in his box, he's going to panic, especially if he can't bring his striker or winger or midfielder there. So that's fine. So I've just got to basically keep punishing him on that situation. So moving the ball quickly, not getting caught out when possible, and just trying to find myself into a decent situation, which is what we're going to do here. Managed to rob the ball off him. Going to slow it down again. He's going to switch to his midfielder. Predictable. Little 1-2. Send players on runs. Back into Camavinga. Now we've got ourselves a great opportunity here. Through ball into Neres. Again, he can't defend. We know that. Bit of skill. Nearly broke him down. Very unlucky. But you can see that's how we're going to play against him. In terms of defense, he's looking for me to drag players out. I don't do that. So that's just something, you know, patience is key. As we're saying, to stay with him for a minute. So I'm concentrating. There's a great ball in. Got to be careful with the cutback. There it is. Everyone kind of plays the same way, so that's fine. Little ball in, into Semenyo. Send Camavinga on a run. Neres on a run as well. We've got Semenyo at the top of the pitch. Going to play it into Kobe Mainu. Back into the guy using him as a dummy. One-on-one with the keeper, and there we go. Exactly what I say. Quick passing. Using him to drag players out because he can't defend and get that goal. We are going to skip to either wherever he scores or when I score next, and I'll be back once that happens. He did score a goal, but it wasn't anything interesting, just a standard goal. Now, I've noticed this guy's apparently a top 200 FC player on PC. Don't really believe that statement, but he is on Twitch, so I went and checked him out, said hello. But let's go ahead and get into the second half, whether there's a goal from my end or his end. Let's see. So our opponent has gone ahead and got a goal. It was coming. It's near impossible to keep a clean sheet in this. And like I say, everybody's trying to score for that objective. So don't be surprised if you do concede now and then. It doesn't really make a difference. And there we go. We won the game 4-1. So let's go ahead and get into the final of the first day. So we are playing in the last game, 4-2-3-1. Again, a very strong team to be expected. Gauntlet win it as well, and Demorne up front. So let's see how we get onto this. Now, the 4-2-3-1 is also a very good formation, but it has got its flaws, and let's just see if we can see what our opponent does. So the same thing we've done in every other game, just seeing how he attacks in the first couple of minutes. Now, of course, kickoff is a little bit of a avoided one, because your team just doesn't react all the time in kickoffs. We do some terrible defending there. Get away with a good tackle, and we manage to clear it out. So it looks like he knows to do double tap passing. So we've got to be careful with that when we are marking the passes with our defenders, because he is going to get passes very easily if we're not careful with that. Again, he's moving the ball around quite fast. He looks very patient on the ball, so we've got a very good player on the hand playing inside and out, which is very good. We do manage to tackle him. Let's see how he defends now that we've got the ball. We're going to send a runner as a dummy run. We actually got him clean through here. Can I play it to him? No, Yapstam said no. I mean, that's not... it's understandable, really. But that's what we're kind of looking for. What our opponent's doing, what he isn't doing. We are going to skip to whether I get a goal or my opponent gets a goal or not. Like that. Back into Camavinga, into Busquets. Through ball in. Lovely touch, low driven across, and there's our goal. Like I said, this guy knows what he's doing. We had to play a bit more patient, send players on the run to get the space, and just beat that DM defensive thing that people do when they control their DMs and no one else. The way to do that is send players on run, look for the spaces, play the ball in behind, and get the goal. I'll be back if he scores or I score. This is probably the best person we played so far, which is not to be any surprise there when we are kind of in the final. As they say, great tackle, right, let's go. Yeah, moving players, poor pass from me. Got to be careful doing that. Good interception from me again, though. Into the second half, and we can just repeat exactly what we just done. We should be fine. But like I say, it's a good opponent. Anything can happen in this game. I feel like the next goal is going to win in terms of momentum and how mentality works. Got to stop this kickoff. Because he's had 2 kickoffs. He had the first one and this one because, you know, the game doesn't understand how kickoffs rotate for some unknown reason. Oh, have I not intercepted that? Watch out for the middle. Great tackle. Let's go. Counter-attack. Send Pepe on a run. Trying to get away from this. Love that. Here we go. In behind. Keeper's come out early. Finesse over the top. And lovely goal there. And I feel like we are going to go ahead and win this game. Lovely finesse from Pepe, who's going to finish his evolution, by the way, in this game. We're going to go ahead and skip to see if we get another goal or he scores. If not, I'll meet you at the end of the game. So there you go. We have gone ahead and won and completed it. And as you can see here, let's go to the objectives. Tournament winner, blah, blah, blah. I think you can, yeah, because you only do it one time. Now, let's go over to objectives because I'm hearing there is a bug apparently. So let's see what this bug is. So in terms of live events, you can see we've got them all done apart from win the round of 16 because there isn't a round of 16. So EA have made a mistake here. No surprise there. But you can see we've got all of these done. Now, if you win it, we're going to have to wait. Now, I didn't have an Italian player, but I can get that done at any time. I'm not too worried. The only issue I have now is I have to wait. Like, I can't go back in and do the cup again. I have to wait till it refreshes. You can see there, it doesn't let me do it. It says view tournament, but I can't play it anymore. So that's basically what you're going to have to do there. Any more questions, let me know. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.